what was going on with Puff and his mom? When did
No,
something
he was
just going on? We can edit this out because their stuff might come out first and then we can. What was going on with Puff and his
no,
mom?
he was devastated. He was devastated, and he was about to kill himself. He could, he got fired. He had these charges come up there, and his mother was trying to, I guess, console him in a certain way. And this according to a conversation I had with Kirk Burrows. You know what I'm saying? And he put his hands on his mother.
Really? This is why
And
he was. Mm-hmm.
this is why he was going through the shit at City College.
Okay.
And I never said nothing about it. Kirk Burrows told me about it, and I was like, "Y'all, nah, Kirk." When I heard Puff, because he went off on his mother like real crazy one time, and I checked him. I said, "Yo, bro, if you ever talk to your mother again like that, I'm gonna beat the shit out you. I'm not playing with you." And then he told me, "Well, Gene, I tell her to stay out of my business." I said, "Motherfucker, you wouldn't have no business if it wasn't for her." Now, me and Kirk Burrows, we talked before, and Kirk Burrows said, "Yo, Gene, all this shit is coming out now. I thought he was going to change." When I saw him smack his mother, and I was like, "What?" I said, "Kirk, you never told me that before." He said,
Yeah.
"Yo, Gene, when he was going through the City College shit, he slapped his own mother. And I thought he was just, because he was 19, 20 years old, he was going to grow out of that. That was just because he was going through what he was going through." And I said, "No, man, if you would have ever told me that shit, bro, when I heard him crush his mother, I'd have whooped his ass. If I'd have known he did, that's how he was treating his mother."
Mm-hmm. So you make a few interesting points though, because it sounds like the Diddy that we hear about now is an entirely different person than what, I mean, there's some things the same. He got real handsy, he had a temper and whatnot. But do you think from the Diddy back then, from the Diddy that everyone's talking about now and Cassie talked about in her lawsuit, can you see a clear line? Or is that kind of like, yo, I knew he was bad, but
I knew he was a spoiled brat, and I knew he talked to his mother crazy. I knew he tried to talk to his mother crazy around me before, but when they start talking about the drugs, he never did drugs. Big used to always try to get him to smoke weed. He would never smoke weed. He would never, he'll drink his champagne around us, but all the pills and all the other stuff happened after he had that incident with Kim.
okay, we heard you talk about that incident with Kim, I think on the Art of Dialogue. And just to bring people up, they got into some type of altercation. He tried to lay hands on Kim, and Kim fought back and defended herself.
Yeah, that Cherokee Indian came out of her. She went Navajo on him.
She said, "You know what? Good for her, because he ain't stopping."
What happened was that, and they could check the hospital records.
Mm-hmm.
They called me and said, "Yo, Puff is over." I was supposed to have that. I was supposed to have off. They was like, "Yo, Puff is over at St. Luke's Hospital." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Him and Kim got into it. Get over there." I've heard a whole conversation, and he had the white tissue wrapped around the ring. He was just bleeding. He was bleeding like crazy, and I think she may have came close to cut an artery or a vein or something like that. Ooh. And after that, Puff got on the pills and he never got off of them from the time I was around.
So what made you think that he was actually on the pills though? Did his behavior change? Did you see him partaking? What made you think
he had to happen? This white kid, he was about 5'7". He could have weighed about 165, 70 pounds. Used to meet us everywhere we went. Like if I got him on a Saturday, or I got him some other time, or he would have the drivers them go, and this little white kid was charging him for like $1,500 a bottle.
What? Oh man!
And that's how I knew that opioid shit way before it got where people started doing it. I knew it was big based on the job I did, because people who don't have heroin to shoot up or whatever like that. They use those opioids, you know what I'm saying, to get over to the next day, because they're addictive. They change you. So that's how I knew that.
That's how you knew that something was coming. So when you say that they changed you, when he started using pills regularly, did you notice a change in his behavior? Did it get worse, more erratic? Was it about the same, his anger, or was it?
Puff know who to do his shit around. And I tell people that all the time.
What you mean?
Because he could be acting a fool and Heavy D will come in the house. Or Heavy D will come in the office or wherever Heavy D see him at. He be like, yo, come here, man, let me speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he like a puppy with his tail in his leg and go right where Heavy, Heavy D had something of power over him. Like that was his father or that was his, his mentor, whatever it was to him. But he would not act like that or if Heavy D tell him, yo, my man, whatever you do, you straighten that out with those first people, he'll do it. He had that power over Puff.
Okay, so he had the power over Puff. When Heavy D passed away, how did Diddy react about that? Did he look at it as like a mentor?
I wasn't around him when Heavy passed away, but I know he took it hard. Even though Heavy had that power like that over him, he had to take it hard because Heavy is the one who really gave him his start in this whole shit.
When you say, because I want to go back to Puffy, you say also that he was like a spoiled brat. How, in what ways do you think he was spoiled? Was it temper? Did he always think he could have his way? I'm just trying to get everybody, because when I hear about the stuff he's doing now, it makes me wonder, like, what was he like before he got the money? Did the money just amplify, or did he get caught up in some people that just got him into some weird mess?
Well, I look at it like this. Puff was nobody. Like, he was just a dude giving parties. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't have no clout in Harlem. He cannot tell you a block he grew up on and a crew he rolled with until he got into the late age and started rolling with the same gang. He can say, yo, man, we used to, Harlem had a thing, right? Monday, everybody will be at this club over there on 120th Street and Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
Tuesday, we at the rink. Wednesday, we at the Apollo. Thursday, we at the Cotton Club. You understand? Fridays, people wait until it get late and we hanging out at Willie's outside. You understand?
Yeah.
So, one of them had that type of thing like that. And then on Sundays, people was at the Tunnel. Now, if some of the crews that was giving the parties, Peter Shoe, Black and Gold, Reggie Wells, those usually happen on Saturday. Puff didn't start doing none of that stuff until he started hanging with the same gang because he wanted to be noticed. And D. Ferg was the dude that, A$AP Ferg's father was the dude that brought him in and that was his man because, like I said, he designed that whole logo for Uptown Records and that whole logo for Bad Boy.
Okay. That makes sense.
So he was nobody. He was nothing. He didn't even know how to talk to girls.
Really? What you mean?
Yeah, he even said that. He said it himself. He said, my man, I don't know how to rap to girls. He had to use guys to get girls. He was Cyrano de Bergerac.
So wait, when you said he had to use guys to get girls and he was awkward around girls, were you there when Misa started coming into the picture?
Yeah.
So how did he? So describe how he would be awkward around girls. Say
you gotta realize Misa was young. Like Misa's 17, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? And you understand when a man like you, he'll come up to you and like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? What's your name? Oh, Tish. That's a nice name. Tish, where you get that name from? You know what I'm saying? Who named you that? Make up any kind of conversation. Yeah. Oh, here's your eyes. You got some pretty eyes, Tish. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Jane. No, but you'll say something, you understand, to get this girl interested in you or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So when he had a dude like Wolf, who's a player, you understand, Wolf gonna snatch the girl from him and him. It's himself and him.
Gotcha.
That's why he kept those type of dudes around him that could communicate and get certain women. Every girl that you I heard talk about him and their relationship from Jennifer Lopez, Cassie, and all of them. I ain't like him.
This is true. This is true.
He let
Every
watch
girl says the same
for
thing.
him. He let his ring talk for him. He let his bank account talk for him.
Mm.
Bow. You understand what I'm saying?